Hi, this is Gretchen from the Avondale Civic Center Library. Welcome to More to Explore. More to Explore is a program for ages 6 to 12. In More to Explore, we will learn, create, and share. Tune in every week for new activities.
Last week's brain teaser was what goes up but never comes down? And the answer is your age. Congratulations if you got that correct. This week's brain teaser question is, there is an ancient invention still used in some parts of the world that allows people to see through walls. What is it? If you think you know, keep it in your mind until next week when we reveal the answer.
Hi, welcome to More to Explore. This week we're going to be celebrating the Day of the Dead, or El Día de los Muertos, which is a holiday celebrated in Mexico. It started a long time ago in the early 1500s. The holiday is not meant to be scary. It's to honor ancestors and loved ones that have passed away or died. And so many Mexican families create an altar or ofrenda. And on the altar, they may include things like candles, something to represent their loved one. So maybe the loved one's favorite foods, gifts for the loved one, their favorite things, photos. This was done so the spirits could find their way back to their relatives. But some people also do it just to remember and celebrate the life of a loved one. Some people would go to the graveyard and have a feast and sing, even clean tombstones and talk to their loved ones. There are a lot of symbols that go with Dia de los Muertos. One of the most common ones is the sugar skull. And you may have seen this in Coco, the movie Coco, if you have watched that. Or if you went through our trick-or-treat drive-through with Avondale, the Creepin' Cruise, you might have seen the library was there with another department, and we were all dressed as characters from Coco.
This is a picture of what the typical sugar skulls look like. They're made out of sugar and frosting. But today we are going to be making something a little bit different. We are going to be making sugar skulls out of little pots.
You're going to need your mini terracotta pot, and then if you have your paints from last week, you will have white, black, and yellow, and then we also included red this week. You can choose how you would like to paint your little terracotta pot, but one way would be to paint it in a solid color first, and then you can draw on it. So you may notice I have a paper towel down. You might want to put something down to cover the table or wherever you're working in case it gets messy. I always make a mess, so I know I need to have something covering the table so it doesn't get ruined. And what you're going to do is you're just going to paint your pot just one color, and I chose white. And then, of course, you have to let it dry before you do any colors on top. Otherwise, it will get all murky and your colors won't be really clear. So if I was going to put red on top of my white, if I did it before the white was dry, then I would end up with pink paint. So make sure that you paint so you can't see any of the terracotta color, which is this orangish red color, and let it dry. Okay, so I have my little terracotta pot and it's all dry. I made sure. These ones don't take very long to dry. If you did the pumpkin painting last week, those take a long time to dry, but this won't take very long at all. So you can use the colors that were in your kit, or if you have other paint at home, or if you have different colors of Sharpies, you can use that too. I'm just going to take some yellow and I'm going to just do circle. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll find out after watching a lot of these videos that I am not the best artist, but that doesn't matter because I just have fun doing it and it's a way to try something new. I actually kind of think I want to do like, these are little suns. My paintbrush might be a little too thick for that, but I'm just going to try it. I need a little more paint. So you don't need a lot of paint on these. And if you have like a really thin or tiny paintbrush, that'll help you to do the tiny details. You can also use like a Q-tip, cotton swab, if you don't have paintbrushes. And again, this is your design, so you don't have to do it exactly like the picture or exactly like mine. We want you to be creative and do what you think would look good. So I'll let that dry before I do any more painting. While I'm waiting for my paint to dry, I can draw other parts of the face that I don't need to paint on. If you have a Sharpie, like this one especially is really thin tipped, or if it's just a regular Sharpie, it helps with drawing the different details in there because it's just easier to use instead of a paintbrush, at least for me. I'm just drawing a little flower in the eye. So I just drew black in the middle, and then I'm just doing little petals around. Okay, so then I've got little flower eyes, and then I'm gonna draw a nose. So there's my nose so far. And then a smile, because my sugar skull is happy. So I'm gonna draw some teeth. I've already got a little face right there. There's a lot of times different like flowers and things, so I can do flowers at the top. I can do them in ink, or I can do them with paint. So again, decorate them however you'd like. I tried some different techniques. I can always try it on paper first, but I made some little flowers with vines. Tried to make some little curlicues for this one's cheeks. This one I painted some flowers and vines also. And so you can just keep decorating it as much as you would like until you have your final sugar skull terracotta pot. The story that I want to share with you today is called The Story of Ferdinand, and it was written quite a long time ago. I read it when I was a kid, and I remember really enjoying it. It's all black and white drawings, but it still has a great message and a really cute character named Ferdinand, who starts out as a little calf. He's a little bull, and he just loved to smell the flowers. All the other little bulls were always charging each other and running around, but Ferdinand liked to just sit under his tree and relax and smell the flowers. Until one day, Ferdinand happens to sit on a bee. And what follows makes the men who see Ferdinand think that he is a great, courageous, strong, tough bull who likes to fight. And you'll have to read the story to find out if Ferdinand decides to be what people think as a typical bull that snorts and paws the ground and fights, or if he is true to himself. The chapter book that I want to recommend today is called The First Rule of Punk, and it's about 12-year-old Maria Luisa. She hates being called Maria Luisa, so she goes by the name Malu. Her parents are divorced, and her mom wants her to focus on being the perfect señorita, which Malu does not want to be. Her dad got her interested in punk music, and she absolutely loves it. Malu finds new friends at her school, and they form a band named the Cocos. The Cocos audition for the talent show by playing a punk song, but they're told that they can't be part of the show because punk music is inappropriate. They can either stay in the show and play traditional Spanish music, or they can try to fight authority and play their punk music. What will Malu and her friends do? Find out when you read The First Rule of Punk.